Why INFJs choose to stay single. Today, we're talking about why many INFJs choose to stay single. Despite being known for their deep empathy, strong connection with others, and idealistic nature, INFJs often find themselves opting for solitude in the realm of romantic relationships. Why is that? Stick around as we explore the unique psychology behind the INFJ's decision to stay single and how it reflects their core values and needs. Individuals with the INFJ personality are known for being idealistic, empathetic, introspective, and highly sensitive to the emotions of others. While they value deep and meaningful relationships, many INFJs either remain single by choice or experience long periods of singleness. But why? 1. The desire for authenticity and deep connections. One of the primary reasons INFJs choose to stay single is their desire for authenticity and deep emotional connections. INFJs are not interested in casual dating or surface-level relationships. They crave emotional depth and are looking for a partner who understands them on a deep, soulful level. For an INFJ, love must be meaningful, purposeful, and authentic. Because they are selective about who they allow into their inner world, INFJs may choose to remain single rather than settle for a relationship that feels shallow or unfulfilling. Their need for deep connections makes them hesitant to enter relationships that don't meet their high standards of emotional intimacy. INFJs are willing to wait until they find a partner who shares their values and can connect with them on an intellectual, emotional, and spiritual level. 1. The importance of personal growth and independence. INFJs are driven by a strong sense of personal growth and self-development. They are always striving to understand themselves better and evolve as individuals. Because of this, they may choose to stay single during periods of intense personal reflection or transformation. INFJs see relationships as an important part of life but not as the defining factor of their existence. They believe that true fulfillment comes from personal growth and living in alignment with their core values. If they feel that being in a relationship could hinder their personal development or force them to compromise on their values, they may choose to remain single. For an INFJ, independence is not about avoiding relationships, it's about maintaining their sense of self and staying true to their inner path. Many INFJs enjoy their solitude because it allows them to focus on their goals, passions, and inner work without distractions. 1. The fear of emotional overwhelm. INFJs are highly empathetic and emotionally sensitive individuals. While this makes them great listeners and nurturers, it also means they are prone to emotional overwhelm, especially in relationships. They often absorb the emotions and energy of others, which can lead to feelings of anxiety, exhaustion, and burnout. In a romantic relationship, INFJs are likely to give their all, prioritizing their partner's needs above their own. However, this can lead to emotional depletion if they're not careful about setting boundaries. Because of this, many INFJs may choose to stay single to protect their emotional well-being. They fear that entering a relationship without the right balance could result in them losing their sense of self or becoming emotionally drained. Staying single allows INFJs to maintain control over their emotional energy and avoid situations that could lead to emotional overload. This is particularly important for INFJs who are still learning how to set healthy boundaries and prioritize their own needs. 1. High standards and perfectionists. INFJs are known for their idealism and often have high standards when it comes to relationships. They are perfectionists at heart and have a clear vision of what they want in a partner. This often includes finding someone who is emotionally intelligent, compassionate, and aligned with their values. Because INFJs are not willing to compromise on their ideals, they may remain single for extended periods, waiting for the right person to come along. They are often skeptical of settling for less than what they envision for their future relationship, even if that means being alone in the meantime. Additionally, INFJs are very introspective, which can make them hyper-aware of their own imperfections as well as those of their potential partners. This self-critical nature can sometimes create a barrier to forming relationships, as INFJs may worry that they are not ready for a relationship or that their potential partner doesn't meet their expectations. 1. The need for solitude and reflection. As introverts, INFJs need regular time alone to recharge and reflect. They value their solitude and often use it as a time for introspection, creativity, and emotional processing. For INFJs, time spent alone is not lonely, it's necessary for maintaining their mental and emotional balance. In relationships, especially with more extroverted partners, INFJs may struggle to find enough time for themselves. They may worry that being in a relationship will take away from the time they need for solitude and self-reflection. For this reason, INFJs often choose to stay single so they can fully embrace their need for quiet time without feeling guilty or pressured to engage in social activities. This need for space is crucial for INFJs to feel centered and at peace. 1. Fear of being misunderstood. INFJs are complex individuals with rich inner worlds, and they are often misunderstood by others. Their deep emotions, strong intuition, and abstract thinking can make them feel out of place in social settings, and this extends to romantic relationships as well. One of the reasons INFJs stay single is the fear of being misunderstood by a partner. They are highly attuned to the emotional and psychological aspects of relationships, and they need a partner who can understand and appreciate their complexity. However, finding someone who truly gets them can be challenging. INFJs may choose to remain single rather than risk entering a relationship where they feel unseen or unappreciated. The fear of being misunderstood or not accepted for who they truly are can be a strong motivator for INFJs to stay on their own. 1. INFJs struggle with vulnerability. While INFJs are deeply empathetic and nurturing, they often struggle with vulnerability in their own relationships. They are excellent at helping others open up, but when it comes to expressing their own emotions, INFJs can be hesitant. They fear rejection, judgment, or criticism and may choose to stay single rather than risk exposing their most vulnerable selves to a partner. Because they feel emotions so deeply, any form of rejection or betrayal can be especially painful for an INFJ. By staying single, INFJs protect themselves from emotional pain and maintain control over their vulnerability. They often feel safer when they can process their emotions internally rather than depending on someone else to understand and support them. So, why do INFJs often choose to stay single? It boils down to their desire for authenticity, emotional depth, personal growth, and independence. INFJs have high standards for relationships, and they would rather remain single than settle for something that doesn't align with their core values. They need time for introspection and fear emotional overwhelm in relationships. Ultimately, INFJs stay single because they prioritize their own emotional well-being, personal development, and the quest for deep, meaningful connections. If you're an INFJ, have you found yourself staying single for similar reasons? Let us know in the comments below.